Hello, all you knock 'em out there. I'm Brock.
I'm Kat.
I'm Burke.
I'm Alex.
And we welcome you back to our review of One Piece Chapter 1084.
I was mouthing it, but you weren't looking.
Were you afraid I was going to get it right?
Yes. I was afraid.
The attempted murder of Celestial Dragon.
Man,
Is he
that was
dead?
an attempt. I hope he's dead.
No,
Don't we all?
That's what I'm
Bert,
worried
don't we
about.
all?
Just an attempt.
But before we start, please remember to hit that like button, ring the bell, subscribe. We'd like to hear from you. And comment.
Please comment.
Please comment. We'd love to hear from you guys, talk about it. And it's always a warm feeling to hear that, to see that support.
Yeah, just like warm and like kind of squishy.
Don't go any further.
Okay.
Don't go any further, please.
Shut down.
With that being said, let's just get into the review.
Like a slip and slide.
You're
Anyway,
lucky you're injured.
Anyway, where should we start, boys?
That's
And girl.
Thank you.
Yep, inclusive. That's me. Sabo takes out these guards with fire. They're not fireproof. Fun facts.
Flame Emperor for a reason.
I'm not gonna lie, I really like the Sabo Bonnie love that we got this chapter. It's kind of cute. I'm not gonna lie.
Like, are you shipping them, or are you saying you liked how
Don't
they...
ship
And it's kind of
No.
cute.
Nah, Koala and Sabo
No,
forever.
I like Koala and Saba, but this was unexpected and randomly kind of cute. Like, she goes,
I mean, it is.
Thank you. Like, Bonnie, I doubt Bonnie, as this hardcore pirate, gets swept off of her feet very often, so
That is true.
that's kind of cool. And she's like, you're not so bad for revolutionary. And he's like, yeah.
Flame Emperor Sabo, that's me.
That's,
Okay, what did they see in the Phantom Room?
So,
Shit, dude.
Is
Is it the giant straw hat?
Is that
It's-
just literally just Im's whole place that he's got? Has.
I'm gonna go with the fact that this might very well be Queen Lily. So I'm gonna say she going forward for M right now. Right? That's what I'm just gonna assume.
No, I know.
I mean, Queen Lily being 800
Yeah.
years old.
Yeah.
Why
That's-
did we introduce the Opie? And
I
the
know,
government
that's
knows
why
all
I
about that
was gonna
shit
think
if
that
no
too.
one's gonna be eternalized, man.
So is
Yeah.
Interesting.
is Im just dressed in black, or is he just continually shadowed?
I think it's a silhouette like Green Bull was when he was first talking to Fujitora.
I
think
could
it's
see
like
that.
I think that's what.
Because
Oda's
like
doing.
when they sat on the throne, it just seemed like a black dress
I
for a
mean,
bit.
even in the colors, it is kind of
Just shadowed.
shadowy.
But yeah, maybe it's all just
Yeah.
shadow.
These are some sick colors.
Oh my gosh, the
Color
color
spreads.
spreads, dude.
Yeah.
The color spreads.
But also just the fact that it's our first time seeing him
I like
address
this-
someone directly.
I like this one at the very bottom where it's like got the glare and it's just like Im being like, soon.
Also the fucking like Katakuri like red glare eyes there.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, so cool. Well, and that's the thing too, right? So when we first see him, he's got these crazy Mihawk looking eyes, right? Those red circles and shit.
Sharingan / Mihawk eyes.
Rinnegan fucking crazy, right? And so Oda does that to a few characters, and they're usually characters of note. You got Hawkeye, you got Zunisha with that same attachment. Randomly, you've got the fucking pretty boy pirate Cavendish has it when he's in the Hakuba form.
Wait, aren't his just pure white?
His
Not when
normally
he's in
are, but
the-
when he's Hakuba, he's
Yeah.
got the fucking... No, because when he's
Remember-
half, remember? When he's half, he's got one that's orange with rings, and then the other's, like, blue. You'll have to look up a picture, but
that's
that's
fair.
what I remember. But, like, he gives these eyes to really important characters, so it's kind of cool to see. And because Zunisha's been walking for so long, it wouldn't throw me too much if he was also an immortal elephant type shit. The only hang up on that theory being you get these
shit.
eyes if you're immortal, right?
I forgot.
Yeah. So is Mihawk immortal then? Is a weird theory. But like, it's kind of crazy to think about.
For sure.
Also, Annals of History. We've had that said once before by like the Gorosei when they were talking about Luffy's fruit being lost to the Annals of History. And the next fucking scene is Zunisha. So it's not completely crazy to me that we're connecting the two. Oda's doing that here.
Yeah.
I want to talk about the Phantom Room, Kat, because I think it's a really, really fucking interesting point. The first thing I think about is those giant doorways that led to the giant straw hat, that were
Yeah.
kind of frozen and shit.
Because
you
they
know.
saw it.
Yeah.
It was it.
maybe what was in it, the Phantom Rooms. Because what Phantom Room? What? Ghosts, they're phantoms. You're not supposed to see. Maybe these are things that you're not supposed to see into.
Phantoms of the past.
Phantoms of the past. Joy Boy's hat, largely speculated. Right?
The Void Century.
That giant straw hat.
A phantom ruler that isn't supposed to be.
A phantom ruler, right? Seeing. So any guard.
Phantom menace, if you will.
I was actually thinking that we should just start calling them Darth Im.
I will say.
At last we will reveal ourselves to.
I will say that there have been moments where guards have come to get Im, if I'm remembering correctly. Like to bring him to the floor. Like they were like bowing to him, Im-sama, right?
Yeah.
I feel like I've seen a panel like that. Where, so I don't know if it's seeing Im for certain guards that's the problem, but I think it might be specifically the Phantom Rooms and what's in them that is like making them disappear. Also, guards disappearing, is that
It does just say Phantom Room.
Yeah.
It's just one.
Yeah. So, it's super interesting, and that's a conversation that now Sabo has also overheard. Mm-hmm. So, if he continues to explore, will he also get to see these Phantom Rooms? Or... Because I don't know the timeline of when
here's the thing.
Yeah.
So obviously we've got a picture of Sabo over Cobra on the floor.
Spider-Man's going to take a picture, right?
Yes. Thank you for referencing my joke.
It was a good one.
Thank you. Yeah, I forgot about your edit. Anyway, no. So we have a picture of Sabo in that room with dead Cobra.
Cobra
on
knocked
the
over.
ground.
Mm-hmm.
Im's in the room currently with Cobra. So maybe Sabo sees that too.
And don't forget his conversation with the revolutionaries before Lelucia got, fucking...
snapped.
Essentially. He was about to say the empty throne wasn't empty. There
Independence Day.
Right? That's where the conversation cut off. So he definitely sees him. And he definitely gets away. It has to, unless, and this is like kind of falling into like theory territory or like predictions territory, but like unless it isn't Sabo, right?
Who came back to the revolutionaries?
You know what I mean?
Oh,
I don't know.
Oh,
Sabo.
I thought you were saying in this situation.
No, this is
Sabo.
Definitely Sabo.
Oh.
I was kind of sus when Sabo.
I'm just gonna say.
Yeah.
I think it's a little tinfoily hat.
It is.
But
it is.
I'm not gonna say it's outright wrong.
When I first saw like all the Lelucians after that shit, and Sabo was like, "Oh yeah, I wasn't on the island, right?"
Yeah, it's
and then he just showed up the revolutionaries.
That's
like,
right.
I've got
haven't
shit
been here for like the last two. So
I have not.
Talk about that. Was kind of weird.
And so I've always thought, Sabo's showing up and getting all this information and laying down all this at their feet so easily. Because Oda's like the king of fucking mixing shit up, and we have the whole Katarina Devon thing, potential with Egghead as well, and people aren't who they seem to be, and we have the ability to clone people. I just feel like everything's going really well for the revolutionaries.
I don't want that, because I want my Katarina Devon on Egghead.
I know.
Theory.
I agree too. But who's to say that we can't turn her fruit into like a Seraphim type thing?
Coming in August, One Piece, Secret Wars.
But anyway, this is getting way off topic for the chapter.
Sorry.
I'm just saying, man, Sabo is doing and seeing some crazy shit right now. And I'm excited. I'm very excited. Looks like he sends Bonnie on like a mission, in a sense. Like he's like, hey, New World's that way, best of luck. So it doesn't seem like she gets...
Kamabaka Kingdom's in
I think he was just telling them how to get to where she needs to go.
It doesn't seem like she's getting pawpawed, is what I'm taking from this chapter.
Yeah.
She might still,
and
because she says, take care of my dad, which means, in my opinion, she might be leaving now.
And I think that honestly works better than my thought process last time, because I was like, oh, well, maybe she gets pawpawed, she flies for 3 days, and then she gets, like, frozen for, like, 2 weeks.
Yeah.
But, like, thinking about the time when Reverie started versus end of Wano, I think it was actually more like a month.
Yeah, it's a long period.
Burke, also, Alex reminded me, I think we were shoddy on it, but she wasn't frozen. She was stuck in that, like, whirly thing.
It was like a living whirlpool.
Was it a living or was it a frozen?
It was
whirlpool?
No. It was a going whirlpool. It was like an air current that was putting like water, and then they popped into it and pulled her out of it. If you'll go back in the chapter and see, it's like a floating
I swore
whirlpool.
it was frozen thing.
Not frozen. But, like, still, I like the idea of Aokiji until I went back and looked, and I was like, oh, it's just an air current. Like, it was kind of like, water spout.
Sea devils, stuff like that. Yeah.
No, but
Aang
the
was
water's...
frozen. wasn't
Oh, the knock-up stream?
Yeah, the knock-up
that's
stream,
what
but,
we're
like, in
confusing
a
it with.
circular pattern.
Possibly.
Yeah. And remember how we all thought that might have been, like, what was left over of Leloucia, right? And how Sabo could be in that? I really don't know. I don't think Leloucia is that close to Egghead, because Egghead came up right next. But she did say she lost her ship to Sea Kings, remember? They, like, tore up her shit and, like, killed her crew, and then that's how she ended up in that. So I do think she set sails here, and this might be the last time we see Bonnie in the flashback. I like the papas. That was very fun. I liked that.
See, my confusion here was when this happens, it's snowing, it's icy, what is being described, and, like, obviously, like, I know Zoro has cut water or stuff before, but just the way it's cut, it just makes me think it's like a frozen giant ice ball.
That's a very anime way to cut anything.
It's kind of Avatar Last Airbender-y, because like the water before he freezes it, which is why I put
and that's why I thought of it, and probably why me and Kat both thought that.
But you can also go back to the Sea Train where Zoro cut through an entire wave, and
that's
it was
what I'm saying is that
by
I
the
know
way,
the precedent.
R.I.P. T-Bone. I have not had time to grieve you. I'm grieving you now.
Yes.
Best Marine out there, man. Not strong, but best Marine out there. Anyway, moving on.
Man, it's better than Kizaru.
No.
That's crazy.
Yes!
He's talking about best morally, I think is what he's saying.
It couldn't happen to a nicer guy, dude. It couldn't happen to a nice... I need that cover story. I need T-Bone's death as a cover story. Because I hope he comes out of it alive, and he just, like, gets away from the evil Marines, and he just continues to do good work.
It'll turn into
just been bandaged by all the cloth that he gave out to other
everyone's
people.
ripping their clothes and, like, helping him after he gets stabbed, dude. Yes.
Careful with him, he's a hero.
Just kidding. Yes. So yeah, I really like Sabo and Bonnie stuff. I didn't realize I wanted it. It's really cool to see. Not really a lot of fighting this chapter, besides the
I'm glad that our comments about Bonnie maybe going in and unintentionally messing things up were wrong. So
it seems like she's done here, but I don't know.
that is true. We could.
How much longer do you think this flashback will be?
3 more chapters.
3 more. I mean, I'd like it.
I'm making that prediction before the predictions. 3 more chapters.
I'd like the revolutionaries to, like, I don't think they'll, like, beat Fujitora or Ryukyoku, but I want to see how they get away from them. Because those are some big frickin' people to get away from.
Yeah.
Like, that's crazy. Cobra's history lesson.
Yes.
Let's talk about Cobra's history lesson. So we knew a lot of this, right? We knew about...
This had been mentioned before.
We knew about...
I don't think it was quite so coherent.
Oh, no. He lays it out very plainly, right? 20 different monarchs came together. No one's better than anyone else. They became celestial dragons. Rulers came to those kingdoms and ruled in their stead, except for Nefertari.
And we didn't know why the swords were there at first, right?
The swords were kind of weird, right?
We didn't get that at first.
This gives us, and this is the thing that I looked up, and I'm going to put it right here for you guys. There's 19 swords in one of the panels in the past. You can count them.
Yeah.
And in another panel where we
know what
see
you're talking
him,
about.
there is a single sword in the room with him.
Yes.
Which begs the question, is that Lily's sword, and is that Lily?
Well, also, this silhouette that is shown of Lily, however you want to pronounce it, but it looks a little sketch. Like, if you just, like, put a veil drape across, could be the same silhouette as him.
And who's to say there isn't a veil, like, shrouding her face, right? My question is, well, and I think it's Lily because Vivi and TT...
if you look down in the notes, it's Lily, though.
Is it Lily?
Yeah.
Oh.
Pronounce it how you want. It's fine.
I'm going to say Lily, just because TT's her mom and Vivi's the daughter. Anyway, this history lesson, right?
Yeah, they say that it's a common alternate spelling for Lily.
Oh, cool.
So
what we're saying, what what Cobra is wanting is he wants to know what happened to the ruler that was supposed to come back that never did, and whose brother ruled in her stead, right? And they're like, well, a long time ago. You guys remember? Oh, we don't know. Too long.
It's definitely not the same shit we killed Clover over.
Too long ago. We don't know. And then against that answer, he goes, well, tell me about D then.
Yeah, I know. That's just asking to get murdered.
I need to know what this letter said because it mentions Lily and it definitely mentions.
Because that's the thing is that sentence got interrupted. I'm so annoyed because then M just shows up.
Yes.
Well, that's how important the question it is.
And he's had this letter for probably a long time, but Reverie only happens so often, so he hasn't had an opportunity to address it until Luffy did all of his shit, fixed his kingdom in a sense, and let him figure that shit out.
Because the last Reverie would have been 4 years ago?
Yeah, before Luffy even set out, right? And they were probably having problems with Crocodile then too. But that gets interrupted, and we cut to the Shirahoshi bullshit, which not fun, a little bit repetitive. I like what happens in it.
I think it's a very special scene because
I'm just interested in what you mean by that.
Well, because it kind of, this is something I've often thought, but it kind of comes to the thought of birds of a feather flock together, and Luffy's captains are so worthy of him. Because they're all just the same. They all laugh at Pika. They all laugh at the face of death, I would bet.
Yeah.
And they all are willing to punch a fucking celestial dragon.
Exactly.
For
no hesitation.
People that we care about.
No hesitation.
Absolutely. Huge W for the Grand Fleet here.
And I would just love to see this attributed to Luffy's Grand Fleet.
Yeah.
It was like Luffy's Grand Fleet launches an attack on Marijois.
Essentially. And look, the tail and the foot, man.
Fuck, so
and the
good.
fucking nail in the coffin that is Charlos, dude. If Charlos gets hurt, I'm here for it. That's
Absolutely.
An excellent chapter.
And it was literally, I love that they had fucking Don Quixote with them, like, go ahead! And they literally had another Ten Rebuta saying, you can do it, it's fine.
Yeah.
Dude, I love Miasgard.
Miasgard.
Dude, this guy's coming in clutch. He's just giving all the permissions and just beating the shit out of fucking Charlos and his
all
dad.
Because of one brave fish woman.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Shout out Odahime.
I constantly go back to that flashback now to where she's dying. And, because, the first time I watched it, and this is with a lot of stuff, because only certain scenes hit me really hard the first time, but then I rewatch. And then, a lot of them, say, Ace's death, hits me a lot harder the second, third, and fourth time. In this case, Odahime's death, because it was not just that, but the fact that her sons were crying but trying to keep smiles on their faces while trying to hide the death from Shirahoshi.
Yeah, man.
And I was just
that's always been the thing that hits me the hardest every time I go back to Fishman Island. Is the way that her brothers acts is literally just them always trying to keep Shirahoshi
happy.
Yeah, it's literally
because you just think that they're just fucking weird. So la mi titido.
Yeah,
no, that's
it's literally they are birds of a feather with Saul and the shit with Robin, dude.
And
that is she, man.
And also similar. Fucking what's his name? Baby Man.
Baby Man.
Hard-boiled.
Hard-boiled. Yep.
Yeah.
Senior Pink.
Senior Pink. Thank you.
Well, that backstory comes out of fucking nowhere, crushes you, and then for the next episode, and you're like, what was that?
Yeah.
What was my heart? Where'd it go? It's broken.
But I just love to see these constant
Fishman Island gets W's all across the board.
Yep,
for me.
Absolutely. I constantly love seeing these reminders that the people following Luffy, they're people of a similar mindset.
Yeah.
They're protect the people you care about, regardless of who's in your way.
Well, and you think about it, Leo and what's his name, Sai, would be in completely different situations if Luffy wasn't there at Dressrosa, right? They'd be toys and they'd be nothing.
They'd have no hope.
And they've literally come from Dressrosa, turned into these Luffy, not fans, but embodiments and carrying out his weird sense of justice.
It's basically they've inherited his own will.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Because this is just Luffy and fucking Sabity right here.
Absolutely.
With Haki!
Luffy would do this shit before Miasgard could say anything.
100%. Now, do you think Miosgard here lets all this be okay? Like, no Admiral needs to show up?
Well, I think regardless of what happens, I think there's a reason he stopped royalty from doing this, because if it was royalty that did it, he'd have a hard time.
Yeah.
Because that's an official position.
Yeah.
These guys, he could just make excuse. Oh, they were outlaws. They escaped.
Yeah, last time he
And
did
like
it, yeah.
Charlos, he's probably gonna be too brain dead to.
Yeah, and I
So,
hope
like-
he is brain dead.
Yeah.
I don't need to see his face again.
He kind of already is, but
I only want to see his face if he's now handsome and not the piece of shit he's been every time.
He gets Sanji like Duval.
I want him Mjosgarded and
Duval.
Wouldn't it be kind of crazy if the next time we see Charlos, he's like on our side, like,
Yeah.
and we're like, yeah, Charlos!
He's like working with Mjosgard to like abolish the Tenryubito.
Redemption.
He's all talking like this. He's like, the good men and women of the fishermen have allowed me to act as a go-between in the world government.
To be fair, Mjosgard was treated with absolute respect, though, and he's not giving Charlos the same treatment to redeem him. So if he's just broken and that brokenness fixes him, I'm down.
Yep.
But yeah, he's definitely not going the Mjosgard route of turning good that way.
Nah,
But I also
he can also like be a professional accordion from now on.
I also like how this is kind of adding to what they said at the end of Dressrosa. It was like each of the pirates will make a name of their own of the Straw Hat Grand Fleet, and we're slowly starting to see that, you know. And I'm excited to see more of these little side happenings that'll lead up to the big one, where these guys, you know, have built up.
Yeah, no, for sure. Quick question for you guys, because obviously we all read it the same way, like the way that you read the panels, like right to left. In the very last panel before we go back to Lily, if you will, there's a scuffling. The funniest line in the fucking chapter. Look how they massacred my boy! That's my son! The next... It's fun. Harry Potter references out the
Gosh dang it! I finally understood why you were like Harry Potter reference, and I'm like,
Incoming.
It's Godfather, you idiot!
No, bro. No,
But
bro.
That's my boy.
The next and final panel of that is Shirahoshi and Sai exclaiming in a direction.
Yeah.
Are they exclaiming because of how fucked up they made Charlos, or is something else coming?
I think something else is coming.
Yeah.
It's an interesting panel, because it might just be them like looking
Yeah,
at the work
now
like,
that-
we hit them
I
hard!
did not pay it any heed
Oh,
when
sorry,
we
I
did
have
the reaction, but now that you mention it, abso-freaking-lutely something else is coming.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
here's the thing. Ryokyogu, busy. Fujitora, busy. Right? There's a
Doesn't-
couple other admirals.
God's Knights.
Oh, the God's Knights showed
Because
up there.
also, I would assume that they also would have to be sent in for scuffles between
Celestial
Celestials.
Dragons. Yeah.
Maybe.
It's just Shanks. Shanks is there like, oi!
I mean, we don't know in the timeline when this is compared to when he was like, I need
Oh,
to talk
so
to you
is
about a
this
certain
before-
pirate.
Bro, he had time to go to fucking Elbath.
Is this before or after the last chapter where Vivi's ripping Lucci a new one and saying, like, how, yeah, you'll protect me like how you protected Shirahoshi?
This is right after, in my opinion, right? This is
So she's already been fucked up by Charlos once, and now she's getting caught again?
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is a second timer.
Yep.
Okay.
So my thought here is, some of
Because
this
if you
appeared-
notice, he was already hurt when they hit him again, and I'm pretty sure that was from when,
'Cause that was back when
Mjosgard hit him the
over
first
the
time.
face.
So this is the
Yeah.
second attempt in the same.
this
venue.
one had Haki though.
Double hockey.
Ooh. But yeah,
So maybe it's Lucci gonna hold up to his promise to...
it could be Lucci.
Well, he wasn't here to stop him this
But he
time.
was.
He was,
No.
yeah, he's with,
Awakened Giraffe and Leopard Man come in. Just
I mean, here's the thing, and it was so good seeing CP9 again in the white. Oh
Yeah.
man, I love that. I didn't get to say that in last react, but God, I love that so much. Those guys are so fun. But here's the thing, right? Depending on who shows up here and Mjosgard's explanation, it could go really well for Sai and Leo, or this could be like our next fight in this area, because we're following a couple storylines with Reverie right now. There's obviously what's happening in the throne room. There's Vivi with Lucci, and then we obviously have all of this shit, right? So even within the flashback, there's other fucking parts of the... And what Sabo's doing, that's also a different place. Like, we are splitting this flashback into multiple storylines. I'm so here for it. But this is Egghead, guys. What's going on?
I mean,
it's Final Saga, bro.
It must be. Like, we don't care about arcs anymore. You're just getting everything when I want you to.
Honestly,
I love it.
I think, and Brock and I have both been arguing this, I think a lot of what's happening in this flashback is going to be relevant to what's happening on Egghead.
Like, how did Vivi end up with Morgans? How did Bonnie end up in the whole swirly thing near Egghead, right?
They all converge.
In
some way, shape, or form.
Well, and then Sabo goes back to the Revolutionaries. Do they go back up Luffy, right? I mean, Garp is still maybe fighting Aokiji right now, and Blackbeard just defeated Law. Like, this shit's crazy, but this is a month back, right?
Yep.
Kizaru hasn't been sent yet. Aki Inu should be around here somewhere.
St. J. Garcia Saturn's still in.
Yeah, they're there
Is,
dealing with Cobra, right? The headlines, when everyone was reacting to the headlines, that hasn't even happened yet, right? So this is a good time jump away from all of our present stories. So, you know, we're getting the building blocks for something. That incident, right? That incident is what we are getting the building blocks for at the end of Egghead, which, God, I'm so pumped for that.
To like make
Also,
a timeline of where the
for
chapters fall.
now,
Yeah.
just for now, unless it's proven otherwise. I know there's a lot of stuff happening, but in terms of what Sai, Shirahoshi, and Leo are reacting to at the end there,
Yeah.
I think it's more likely that it's Morley grabbing Kuma, because Kuma was about to shoot
Maybe,
Sai and
yeah.
Leo, and they were like full attention on him. And then this big two-toed man comes from the ground, grabs the tyrant, and they're like, "What the fuck is happening here?"
Does Kuma have a collar on?
Yeah.
Yes. That's why they
Okay,
needed
that's
the
what the
keys.
keys are for.
Yeah.
So we're getting him out of the collar, and then we're getting the fuck away.
Yeah.
Which, how are you getting Kuma away? That's another question I have.
Well,
Because
I mean-
Morley can obviously do his digging thing.
Well, Morley's probably super strong.
Oh, he is. He's holding back Kuma. That's a
Yeah.
freaking warlord, dude.
Yeah.
He's also, well, okay, well now here's the thing. So they were fighting Fujitora and Green Bull. So who's fighting them right now if they're here?
Well, that was Karasu.
Karasu is here. Well, I guess if Karasu's holding them both back, that's fine. But Morley has showed up.
Aren't all the captains there?
Lindbergh we haven't seen. He was helping free people. We haven't seen... Bella Betty stayed back at Kawabaka Queendom. Morley was stabbing Ryo Kyogu through his frickin' tree arm. And now he's here, so Green Bull's free. Karasu, his main body might still be fighting, but if he's holding off everybody, CP9, both
Unless
of the
they're
admirals...
done?
Jesus, what?
Unless they're done with that fight already?
I mean, here's the thing too. Fujitora and Green Bull, if I remember correctly, they had injuries after the reverie. They talked about like the loss that they suffered there. They might have taken them out in like the short term
Yeah.
and made them regroup, and this is their time to like get Kuma out of there and get away.
Yeah.
But if it's true that Karasu's holding everyone back right now, and he's still communicating with this fucking bird and dropping off keys, that dude is ridiculous.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous. Like, okay, yeah. So a new enemy might have appeared here. I'm kind of hoping Kizaru showed up, but that's just me.
So
Lily. Oh, what?
this could... It probably is the case. It might just be a way it's drawn, but did they actually hit Charlos, or was that like an advanced technique?
Are you saying that's Conqueror's
I
coding?
don't know if it's Conquerors, but it's just...
Sai's father is Don Chinjiao. who does have
Don Chinjiao has
Conquerors.
Conquerors.
So it could be, but if Leo has it, that shit's kind of crazy.
If I had to guess, it's probably just the motion
Probably.
downward of Charlos's head. Not to say that I don't want either of these people to have an advanced armament or anything like that.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure they
It's
have advanced
The
armament.
Conquerors.
No, that's the thing.
Isn't that
Like if
Conqueror's coding, I think, is what Brock's trying
that
to
I'm not even saying that's what it is.
You're asking.
I'm saying like that promotes the possibility of that even
But
slightly.
I'm also just talking about, like, you know, how the whole Ryu, everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
that was an armament
Yes.
technique initially,
Oh, okay.
and
Yeah.
then Luffy did the Conqueror's coding as well, and that's
Yeah.
when he ended.
Got it.
Yeah.
So this could still be advanced armament to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But also, I just think it's the motion downward of Charlos's head after that.
Though,
That's
isn't Ryu like internal damage that explodes outward?
Yeah, Ryu doesn't keep you from hitting him.
Where this guy's very much being concaved in, so my thought would be it's basic armament. But again, Charlos doesn't need armament, bro. Man's like a snail.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
I'm surprised this is an attempted assassination and not an assassination.
Unless the attempted assassination was him saying, kill... I forgot his name already. Yeah.
That could also be it.
That could be the attempted.
But remember more. Oh shit! I just realized something. So Morgan's newspaper talked about an attempted assassination on a celestial dragon and the death of a figure, if I remember correctly. That might be the attempted assassination they're talking about, because they said, and then Sabo was at the middle of that, if I remember correctly. So that could be the attempted assassination of a celestial dragon, the death of someone else. Yeah, because remember, Morgan's was talking about the paper. Yeah. He was like, yes, this happened,
it's
this
right
happened.
At the end of the chapter.
Yes.
Happens.
I don't remember which chapter it was, though. But I know what note I'm talking about. Oh, man. And the last two panels are amazing, right?
Yeah.
The last two panels where Lily doesn't give a shit, just walking up. Great Umu, King Kroma's still present. He's like, what? And then Emu says, Lily. And then just sits. What? Is that like, yes, I'm Lily? Or is it like, yes, Lily? What does that mean, man? Also, they better have, depending on the voice actor, which this will happen in a very long time. We'll probably know who Emu is at that point. That'll tell us, guy or girl, depending on the voice actor.
True.
Though they could probably confuse us because Luffy's voice actor's a girl, and everyone's like, initially, if you don't know who the voice actor is, you could go either way.
Yeah.
Man, just sits on the throne. Like, that's how you know you're marked for death, right? You know you're marked for death if fucking Lily comes out and just sits. Okay. Who else could it be? I mean, it seems very apparent it's Lily, right?
I couldn't say, honestly.
That's if it's somebody that now has been mentioned. Lily seems like
the most likely.
The sword is missing. It's in the room. Here's my question: why was Vivi's poster ripped up? If Lily's her like great ancestor, why was she a light to extinguish?
I don't. Unless they're just trying to get out the entire line.
Remember the panel, right?
No, I know exactly what you mean, but also you gotta remember, like, while she's related to her, values of someone who's 800 years old because of potentially of this life-giving surgery.
Yep.
They gotta be different, and like also when. You don't need to worry about legacy because you're already immortal.
Right.
Why the fuck would you care about your grandchild?
Why take her out?
And at that point, she's not even her grandchild because it's
like
her great niece.
So many, right? I'm struggling to what that gives the king of the world government, queen of the world government, whatever. I'm just struggling to think of a reason why we would need to take out... Now, Cobra's asking questions. Yes. By extension, maybe Vivi's overheard him. But doesn't that leave Arabasta without a reigning, family? Yeah. They're the only two.
Why does that matter? Well, they just destroyed Lelucia. Why does that matter?
They're destroying Arabasta, you're thinking?
I'm not saying... The point is, in the grand scheme of everything, what does one little island matter?
They could put
when it
whoever
comes
they
to
want
keeping
in there.
Complete control of this world.
Right.
What does one or two little islands matter?
My only thought there, Lucy is not one of the founding members, right?
No, but it's...
But Arabasta is, and it's the ancestral homeland, if this is Lily, right? Mm-hmm. You would think that would mean something, right? And I can understand killing Cobra.
I would make the argument that maybe it doesn't, though, Alex. When you live forever, you can go one of two ways. Either you become the Doctor, or you become someone who just absolutely sees the curve of time and just doesn't care. Mm-hmm. Because at this point, you've had absolute power for as long as you've had. And this is all just assuming that Im is an immortal being. Which immortal? I think there's...
I'm just saying...
My thought is,
immortal.
If Im is Lily and she knows that her descendants have this letter that's been passed down for generations, who's to say they might not want to come back and claim their spot as a Celestial? And that could throw off the balance somehow?
Also, if once again, M is immortal, and it's Lily,
Right.
I would assume that Joy Boy was the natural enemy of this person.
Yeah.
Your descendant
Is now friends with him.
is friends with that person who inherited the will of Joy Boy.
Now remind me, do the Elder Stars know that Luffy has what we are going to assume was Joy Boy's fruit?
I think they do.
Yeah, I'm
Because they talked about the fruit.
Well, at this moment in time,
right.
maybe not. But like 2 weeks, 3 weeks from now,
Right.
pretty sure yes.
Yeah.
Here's an interesting
Yeah, go off, bro.
concept. So when you talked about, like, when Burke said that destroying the balance, that made me think back. So this is all working on the presumption that we're dealing with Lily. So say Im is Lily. Say she returns and takes over the throne that wasn't supposed to be taken over. And from then, the balance of the world starts to shift. From then on, we get the killing of Whitebeard, who was one of the balancing forces.
Sure.
You get the erasure of the Warlords, who was also one of the balancing forces. And there's just all these things that are lending itself towards the total control of the world leaders.
Right.
Because you just see all these balancing
Their power's starting to wane.
you see all these balancing elements being taken out of the equation. You know, and like the way they targeted Whitebeard, and I think it was very calculated.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't just he was a really strong pirate. He's one of the balancing forces of this world that was a rival to Roger. And so if they're trying to erase this balance and take total control, it would make so much sense to get rid of the Warlords after the four emperors have gone into disarray. Because at this point, a lot of besides Shanks, who is potentially under the thumb of the world government,
if he's
a God's Knight, that could put some kinks there. Because then they'd have one of the Warlords who's an affiliate, a close affiliate potentially of the world government. You'd have
Yonko?
Yonko. But no, he's a Yonko. But if he's a God's Knight, like everyone's thinking, he's a close affiliate to the world government as well. Which means in that side of the balance, they've got someone in there.
Yeah. He's like the ultimate sword man.
And at this point,
that's true.
And at this point, we've got 3 younger Yonko who don't have quite the clout or the veteran status that the ones before them did. And so maybe at the point they're as the more these things shift, the more they're comfortable with wiping out these balancing forces.
He's the last true Yonko from that
the
generation.
the last original Yonko from what we know.
Right. Everyone else has been swapped out.
And he's also the one who's been in constant connection with the world government. And it's like I'm not saying Shanks is a full on reliant on this plan, whatever plan I might be insinuating. But I'm thinking that the fact that he's a major part of the balancing forces and that he does have some connection there is something that they are taking into account.
He can sit down with the Elder Stars. No Yonko sits down with the Elder Stars.
I have a feeling even most Henry Obito can't really do that.
No, they can sit with
They can sit in attendance.
Yeah, but not with an Elder
But they
Star
can't just sit down and have a conversation with him.
So, because of who you are in your position as a God's Knight, Shanks.
So it would be interesting in that case, because then you'd almost start to see come to light this plan, which almost seems a bit too simple at the front of it.
Yeah.
To gain complete and utter control over the world. Maybe a continuation of the Void Century when they wiped out.
Yeah.
Maybe that's kind of what this leads back to, is they're trying to wipe out any remaining forces of
Shanks. Maybe this is tell me if this is along what you're saying. Shanks doesn't want another Void Century, so he has his hands in both balancing forces of the world to kind of not allow that to happen. Keep the world government in check, but also keep the balances that are against them in check. I
don't know what Shanks wants. I'm not really insinuating.
It's tough.
I'm not really insinuating what it is he wants, because I don't know what he wants. I don't think he has bad intentions, but I think the fact that he has a seemingly, at least, close affiliation with the top of the world government lends itself to the thought that he might be instrumental, whether he knows it or not, in erasing the balance of the world and making it so that this world, and I think it all might have started when Im came in and took over, because maybe, and like I said, assuming that is Lily, it wouldn't be weird to think Lily, maybe she was attacked, maybe there was an assassination on her life, but if she came back, turned around on them, and took over as the king that wasn't supposed to be,
right,
and just threw the balance of the world into whack. That'd be very interesting.
What? Lily is such an interesting fucking... Because why leave a letter, right? What's this letter? Let me read the fucking letter. Mentions Willa D. It details how her journey back, but she never was back. Stayed there. Why did she get to lead? Do the Celestial Dragons know that there's someone above them? Or do they all think they're equal? Because clearly this is someone above them all, right?
Absolutely.
This is the king of the fucking world. Queen of the fucking world, right? No one's supposed to sit in the throne. Like, what? Here's my question, and this is probably a tough one to answer. When Shanks told Buggy, it fits too. When Shanks told Buggy, hey, I don't want to be Pirate King anymore. I'm going to go do other things, right? What was his new dream that he gave up being the Pirate King for? Right? He, destroyed Buggy with that statement. I don't want to be Roger. I want to go do my own pirating, and you can be in my crew.
Well, I think the way he phrased was I don't want to do that yet. I'm not.
Yeah.
He said
So what does
he didn't give up on it. No. He said something stopped him from going forward with it at the time.
Right. What did he want to do? Maybe what does he still want to do? Right. Has something to do with this balancing act, right?
I don't know. I'm saying that it's a very interesting overarch. That. Because there seems to be the steps to it, You have a ruler who's not supposed to sit there. You have the defeat. You have the carefully planned destruction of Whitebeard and his crew. Right. You have anything that they didn't plan on happened because of Luffy or people that weren't in their plans.
Luffy's the fucking...
Luffy as Joy Boy, it would make sense. As Joy Boy, he's the one upsetting their plans to upset this balance.
Because Luffy doesn't fucking know.
He doesn't fucking know, but also, yeah. But what's up, Berk?
What's up, Berk?
I went back to 907, the empty throne.
Yep. Yeah.
Yarg?
Tis not.
And so obviously you got Stelly drooling over the throne here.
Fuck you,
and
Stelly.
you got the guy who's gonna make him swear the oath that all the kings have to do. And either he misspeaks or only certain people know this history, but why would this random person who's obviously here all the time be the 20 weapons that guard the throne were placed there as an oath?
Right.
He only mentions, obviously, the 20.
Right.
Yeah.
So if there's only 19, once again, just more thought for
then they might be
why
aware.
This could be Lily.
It's that thing. Well, no, and that's
they don't want
this
to
scene, right?
Yeah.
That sword in the fucking room with him.
I'm finding that scene. Hold on.
Right?
At least I'm looking for it.
That scene where they first say, "Oh, great Emu, they're ready for you in the throne room."
I'm looking.
Because here's the thing. I think it's just a joke on all the fucking... Maybe there are... Well, no, there's not. In this picture, there's only 19, right? Maybe they just don't count because they just believe, oh yeah, of course there's 20 up there. Why wouldn't there be? It's this giant fucking thing. It's also all the way up there, right? It's kind of far. So, the idea that... And maybe one of these is fake. No. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6...
Okay, you are correct about there being a random silhouetted person. Great Emu, they've arrived.
Yeah, right?
Does not look like one of those guards.
Is it
Just
is
looks
it just
like
shadowy?
It's a shadowy
looks like a
person.
woman.
It might be a
Looks like
personal
woman
attendant.
or just
Some attendant.
yeah,
Right.
some attendant. Shirahoshi's got the knife through her face. Blackbeard and Luffy are cut up. Holds the picture of Vivi, does not have it shredded.
Right.
Walks up the first time. Oh, great Emu. The 5 elders are at your service. The same thump sound effect we got the first
Sits.
time. Have you decided upon another light to be erased from history? Simply state the name you wish stricken.
Right.
Charm
And is there a
dies.
picture of Cobra in the ones we see?
Let me double check.
No, it's just Luffy, Shirahoshi, and Blackbeard.
And then Vivi in hand.
Yeah, dude. That's the shit that's throwing me. Is it because, like, oh, my granddaughter? Or is it like, fuck this bitch? I'm going to go a little Naruto on you, Bert, because I think you might enjoy it. What if...
Better be the good kind of Naruto on me.
I just thought about it. It's kind of an Orochimaru thing. What if she's getting old, and yeah, she's immortal, but, like, she looks gross? What if she needs a vessel... What if she needs a vessel to be young again? And the reason...
Sasuke, and give me your body!
And maybe the reason they want the Oppie no Mi is to do that heart swap technique. So that she could be in Vivi's body, her whole body
Hats
can be...
off to you, sir. I like it.
Wouldn't that be fucking crazy? It's not really extinguishing a light, but it is, because it's her old body, and she's going into a younger version. Because remember how similar Vivi looks to her mom, Titi? And you can look it up. I did it myself.
Oh, yeah.
If it's the same thing and Lily looks the similar, like, that might be what she does. And we need to get rid of Cobra so, like, he doesn't know, right? Because they can't send her back with an old woman, right?
And they just say,
Yeah.
oh, there was an accident.
Yeah, immortality doesn't mean you don't look old and gross.
Yeah, your body still fails you.
It could just be that, you know, her soul's immortal. It could be a soul thing, because it kills you to do it.
If that's the case, then Vivi is extremely...
in a lot of danger.
Center to everything.
Yes. Why?
Which I'm okay with, because thank God Oda's making Vivi important again.
Oh, I mean, she's an unofficial Straw Hat, and maybe it's soon to be official at this point.
And do you see? Look at this. Look at this fucking image right here, guys, of Lily, right? Look at that.
Yeah, no, I know.
It's a spitting image, dude. I also like how...
This looks like an evil version of Vivi.
I also love how the fucking word bubble there cuts off the crown. It could be a lot taller.
Yeah.
You know,
fair.
I'm going to place this as a hope, but it's not going to be a bet, but I'm going to place this as a hope.
Yeah.
Because of how things are going, because the potential, target on, Vivi's back. I think this would be a good time to bring her back as a full-on member for the rest of the series.
The only holdup I have with Vivi returning to the Sunny is it's very dangerous to be on the Sunny with the shit that we're going into. So,
the whole world is dangerous.
Everywhere
Alex.
she goes is dangerous.
I'm worried about Vivi.
Law by chance ran into Blackbeard.
I'm worried about Vivi if she joins the Straw Hats because she literally has nothing to protect herself besides the Straw Hats.
She might have been training herself over the years.
Bruh, her spinnies have hockey.
She was okay. Listen, all right. Like, if you compare them to the Straw Hats, it's not much, but she made it into Crocodile's organization as a numbered member, like at the top. She's not weak.
Yeah,
she was there with Iron Bat guy.
Yeah, they're
Bat gymnastics.
They're weak compared to Zoro, who's monstrously strong. But as they're actually strong compared.
Even Usopp beat a fishman. I don't know if Vivi could have beat a fishman.
Usopp beat a fishman just by bonking him on the head.
Yeah, well,
no.
Vivi
held her own.
Here's my other
Vivi
thing.
would be fine, I say.
I love your idea about Lucci helping her escape, but he does serve the Celestials. He might actually be the reason that she's brought forward and something else happens. Do we think Sabo's involved with her getting away? I think Sabo's involved with her getting away.
We shall find out.
Yeah.
That's my thought there. Because Lucci, love the dude.
I feel like that's kind of into my prediction, so I'm going to hold off.
That's fair. That's fair. We'll hold off on that then. Man. Go to chapter. Not a lot happened, but go to chapter for me, in my opinion.
It's not my favorite of the year.
No.
It's a good chapter, though.
It's a very
good chapter. I wouldn't call it goated. Definitely better than the last one.
Definitely better than the last one.
Charlo's hit. Go to... Emu says something. Go to...
That's fair. Any Celestial Dragon getting the shit kicked out of them...
Except Mjolnir at this point.
Well, yeah, sure.
He's doing the Lord's work right now, Mjolnir. He's doing a good job. The panel. What is the meaning of D? Anytime that conversation comes up, man, go to...
People die.
Yes!
Yeah.
Brock, would you accept him dying? Or would you be kind of like, no?
I mean, I would still be no, but like, it would make sense.
Brock is usually always no.
You want to see the body.
You
want to see the body.
Here's how I work for the last time.
No, I'm going to ask again.
So
He is gonna ask again. You just know.
Especially with memory issues.
True.
I don't like when death is used simply to make things more dramatic.
What?
Yeah.
When you just kill people for the sake of killing them, that just seems wasteful of characters to me.
Yep.
But if it's in a case like this, where it's literally he's coming in, he's giving us all this fucking lore and this shit we know we shouldn't be asking about.
Oh, yeah.
And he's in front of the people you probably should not be asking it about.
Yeah.
Then yeah, I'm like, yeah, he died for a reason. Mm-hmm. But no, I loved him, but he died for a reason.
Yes.
I'm not gonna dispute that.
I mean, if he died and Sabo gets away, truly, Sabo gets away and reveals this shit to Dragon,
Yeah.
good job, Kobe.
No, yeah, I mean, like, if it's a character I like, I'm gonna know regardless. Mm-hmm. But if what they did has that inherent danger and the likelihood of them getting out is what we think it is,
Oh, yes.
then yeah, it would not surprise me if he died, and I would not argue it. And like, if he gets away, I definitely think it would be from the aid of someone or by some trick of the mind or something. But
Who's dancing?
Man.
Okay then.
yeah.
Good chapter.
No, I think Oda. I'm not gonna pretend to look into his mind, but I can imagine like writing this stuff and like, oh, they're gonna eat this shit up. Like, I'm starting to reveal stuff. You've been waiting decades, boys. You know, it's like.
And you're gonna wait another week, boys. 1085 and 2.
But no, it's nice to just get this full-on lore dump. We haven't had a lore dump backstory in a long time.
The Vegapunk
Not
gave us a little bit about the
Little
ancient
bit.
kingdom.
Little
of
bit, but
robots.
not
And then
this
a little
though.
bit
No,
on
no,
Wano,
no, no,
too.
not
That's
Not
another-
this though.
No.
This is on this shows that we're in the final saga.
Anything else?
Nothing.
We'll see you guys in predictions. Brock, outro us.
Oh, please hit the like button, subscribe, ring the bell, comment. We'd love to hear from you.
My neck can't do that.
Jealous.
Bring it around town.
Bring it around.
My neck can, and I'm not going to.
Fair
Nice.
enough. Oh. All right. We'll see you guys in our next video for the 1085 predictions.
Finger guns.
Ooh.